Today we are going to prepare a yeast dough. With a yeast dough, you can be able to do many products, but we are actually going to prepare a bread and Vetkoek. We are going to focus in frying method and baking method. So when you prepare yeast dough, you will need flour. Make sure that you always sieve your flour before you mix them with any other ingredients. I'm sieving my flour. Okay. Then we've got other 3 ingredients, of which is sugar, salt, and margarine, and yeast. So we're going to pour them or add them. Add them together, yeast, salt, sugar, and margarine. Then we do a rubbing in method. Make sure that when you do the rubbing in method, you can't see the margarine. I'm doing the rubbing in method. Give more little cut down. Make it full. I'm done with the rubbing in method. We are done with the rubbing in method. Now we're going to add warm water. The recipe says you must add plus minus 620 milliliter of water. If they say plus or minus, it means you can use exact or you can use more. So we are going to do the cutting in method. The cutting in method, it means you must use a butter knife. Adding water, doing the cutting in method. Don't add the water all at once. You must add, then mix roughly, then add, mix roughly. You must at least leave a bit of excess flour so that you can be able to handle your mixture. The mixture must be soft and pliable. Almost done. In method. Okay. My mixture is not also wet. Now I am combining to form a dough. Okay. Then you must sprinkle a little bit of flour so that your dough doesn't stick. Now we are going for the process of kneading. When you knead, you must use your fist. Now I am kneading, folding and pushing the dough together. As you can see, my dough is not sticky. While kneading, you'll be able to identify the texture of the dough changing from rough to smooth dough. And keep on sprinkling the flour. Make sure that you don't over add or use a lot of flour. Because of we are going to prepare the bread and the Vetkoek, we need to divide the dough into two. You can use two side plates, mold the other dough nicely. Then you knead the other dough. After molding them together, putting them in two separate plates, you're going to need a Glad wrapper. If you don't have a Glad wrapper, you can use any cloth. After separating the dough and covering them with Glad wrapper, you need to let them proof. The dough can proof for 15 to 20 minutes if you put them in a direct sunlight or a prover or a warmer. After 20 minutes, I've checked my yeast dough, it's ready. It has proven very well. I'm going to start with the bread. Okay, sprinkle a little bit of flour. Then all you need to do is to punch it down 4 or 5 times to release the air. Then you mold it. You mold it nicely. And then you're going to put it inside a bread tin. Your bread loaf, you must spray your bread loaf very well. Then you put it inside. The dough must rise higher out of this pan. Then it is ready to be baked. So we are going to let it prove for 10 to 15 minutes. Now I'm taking the Vetkoek dough, sprinkle a little bit of flour, remove it out of the side plate. Then you punch it down gently to release the air as well. To use a cookie cutter. Make sure that you have dusted your pan with flour. You can use any shape that you prefer. I prefer to use a scone cutter. Now my product have risen, the bread and the Vetkoek. We are concentrating into the baking method and the frying method. So I'm going to bake the bread into the oven. Now we are baking our bread.